truth seekers and Diana inquest followers. Yep, we're back here at the inquest and it's over. Yeah, it's very sad, but it was kind of like the outcome. No one's really shocked at what we found out at the end of the inquest. Well, because we sort of like, it was a foregone conclusion, wasn't it, from the beginning of the inquest, that it couldn't be, because that would be wrong. So we had to stay away from that, and the judge instructed them that it had to be accident. Accident! What a shock. Okay, so we're the last day, last of the inquest, and we had the summing up. Now remember that the trial took place in the Crown Court, and the Queen's Counsel met to say that the Queen didn't have to come to the trial. And, well, our coroner, who's been overseeing the whole trial, is a lord. So that might have given you a clue before the trial started about where it was going to end up. But anyway, we had the summing up, and that also was not without its drama, because in the middle of the summing up we had, I don't know, I'm trying to do Canadian mounted police music, you know, where they come in at the last minute and they save the day, we're here, we're saving the day. But what, it was the Canadian mounted police, which actually was an email via France, all the way from France, and with Henry Paul's DNA. Stop the trial, arrête, arrête, we have the DNA from Henry Paul. And so we had to stop the trial because the judge had to translate the email, because nobody in England speaks French. Not a person in England can translate a piece of French to a piece of English. So the trial stopped for a day, and the judge said to the jury, don't worry about it, it won't mean anything. And of course it won't mean anything to them, because they'd already made up their minds it was an accident. But to you and me, who think that maybe something underhand happened, well, the DNA proved that we couldn't trust the blood. No! Why would the French want us to know that we couldn't trust the blood? Well, the blood from the driver who was drunk. Now, the first time they took the samples of his blood, it was not over the limit at all. The second time we took it, it was two times over the limit, and the third time it was 3 times over the limit. So when a professor came in about a month ago to testify about the blood, he said he believed that this blood had been cooked, because that makes it, you know, go up. So we have blood that was either lost, stolen, or cooked, and then we have a DNA sample that comes from France that says, the DNA sample said we can't trust the blood, and we got it on the last day after the inquest had already ended, so we couldn't, you know, we had to ignore it because it didn't mean anything. And the only thing that means anything, this is what the judge instructed the jury in their summing up. This is what he said. He said they could say 5 different things. They could say it was an accident. Oh no, oh yes they could. Or they could say it was an accident due to negligence because of the driver, because he was drunk, or an accident due to the negligence and bad driving of the paparazzi, or an accident due to the driving of the driver and the paparazzi, or an open verdict, which basically means there's so much evidence they can't say it was an accident. So that's their choices. But we can't be shocked. We can't be shocked, truth seekers, because this is where we were going from day one. And the other thing that happened on the last day of the trial, when the judge was summing up and instructing the jury, he said, ignore the Fiat Uno. Do you remember that little white Petit Blanc Fiat Uno that had been hovering around the front of the tunnel and then slowed down? So the Mercedes had to swerve past it, and it nudged into the big car and forced it to swerve into the pillar, which of course, ignore that car. Wasn't there. Didn't happen. Ignore it. Well, I have to say that it's very difficult to ignore that car, but that's what they've been instructed to do. And this car was the reason that the Diana inquest got involved with the trial this week, because I had been talking about the white Fiat Uno on my blog 8 or 9, and I got a little email from my friend in Australia, Dimmy. Hello Dimmy, g'day. Well, Dimmy emails me and says to me, "Hey Jax," oh no, I've just gone, Liverpool. No, he's not from Liverpool. He's from Australia. You know, and people from Australia talk like that, you know, a lot like that. No, that's South Africa. Oh God, my Australian accent was really good up until 5 minutes ago. G'day, Jax. My friend Chloe was in Paris that night and she took a copy of the Fiat Uno on her camcorder. And then she got flown out to America to be on the Oprah show. Yes, Oprah. Because Oprah is everywhere. Well, you know that, don't you? Anyway, the show was recorded on March the 20th, 1998. And it was called World Maker. Now, we didn't know if the jury or the judge had been aware of this tape. So it was kind of like, oh, buzzy, 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 and I'm emailing London and London's emailing me, and we discovered they did know about the tape because Chloe testified to the jury, but not by video link, but just a statement on October the 11th, 2007. And we did know about the tape, but we wanted to, maybe we're going to have a look at the edited version and non-edited version. But what actually does this mean? Well, it means that if we can just get more information, I mean, it's not going to make any difference to the trial. The official answer to this trial is going to be one of the 5 things that I explained. But this could show and prove to all the people that kind of like don't believe that the judge misled the jury. I know somebody's desperate to come onto the camera and just say, well, it's the end. But here she is, people, naked. And naked Sadie. I don't know. Oh, please don't. Anyway, did I have anything else to say? Just that we're going to continue to watch. And you know we're going to have, we don't know how long the jury are going to be out. But we'll certainly be back next week. Won't we, baby? Yeah. Oh. She's so sweet. Okay, so you're going to say goodbye to the people? No, because you're a big star now on YouTube. Bye, Sadie. Bye. No. Bye-bye, Sadie. Yeah. Okay. There she is, looking at the camera. There you go. Okay. Okay, so we'll see you next week with some answers. Oh, yes, I just want to quickly say, not until the Queen dies, apparently, we're going to find out the truth about this, which is about, I don't know, 20-something years' time. So she just better not go to Paris for the weekend. Okay, see you next week.